Welcome everyone to the Film Vault. That is Anderson. I'm Bryan Bishop. We're your hosts. Top 5 time. Top 5 relentless movies. Movies that are non-stop. They come at you, and they don't stop coming at you. At least that's my list.
Yeah, I mean, I did a tiny bit of research on this one, but I pretty much had my 5 solidified pretty quickly.
Same. Isn't that funny? Like, I don't have a lot of notes on these movies either. It's like, what can you say other than they're relentless?
We're going to have a short episode. I don't like
We
that.
might.
What are we going to do there? I don't know if that's a great idea.
Stretch out the gambling.
We don't really, the gambling.
Yeah,
doesn't
these
really-
always kind of run long. They've been going an hour and 15, so maybe we'll do a tight hour this
maybe
one.
we'll do a tight hour.
Oh,
Okay.
we got
shouldn't be worried
2
about the time.
weeks worth of
It's
Amazon
not 2 weeks.
to read.
Oh, we have two weeks of Amazon. Okay. Yeah, I did a little research. Some of the stuff that I found on the old Reddits and whatnot, they were suggesting, like, you know, a lot of like the old disturbing movies were showing up as far as unrelenting. Like, they just don't let up as far as like how far they'll go with the pain and the suffering and the gore and like the. But
okay.
that's you just did like an Indian thing where you bob your head back and forth. I like that.
Yeah, that's not where my mind went. There's are movies that once they get going, they're going. They're off and running.
Yeah. In fact, one I thought for sure would be on my list, and a couple of them I had to kind of scrub through to make sure. And one I have on my list. I'm curious to see if it's on yours. Like, there is a lot of like downtime that I did not remember. I'm like, oh,
There's only one on my list that, not on my list that I thought of right away. I'm like, oh, that's a white knuckle ride almost from the beginning to the end. But band. We had to review. We had to renew our band list, by the way. But I stick to my guns. Anderson banned Aliens from being on my list, and as much as I want to give it up for that movie being relentless, 1986's Aliens, directed by
there's
James
a lot
Cameron.
of downtime. There's a lot of exposition in that
You know what I'm
movie.
saying? A lot of these
At the
movies,
time, it
they
seems-
set it up
yeah.
and then it gets going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this is, once it gets going, it doesn't stop.
Especially compared, like, when you juxtapose it with the first one, like it really felt like it was on
Yeah.
and popping. But there was a lot of sitting around talking about things and the way
That's
things
the
used
first like half hour. But yes, that's not on my list.
Okay.
Not on.
My number one has a spot right there in the middle that really slows down, but then it ramps back up and we're off to the races again.
Do we
Will
have
you
time-
allow it?
do we have a time
Will you
number?
allow
Do we have a
it?
time number?
We're gonna have a lot of crossover. I think. I'm afraid we're gonna have a whole lot of crossover.
My number one fits that definition, fits
All right.
that description.
All right. Yeah, I would imagine that we're gonna have a lot of crossover. I bet the listeners are on the same page as us. And I don't really span much time. I mean, I go back as far as the 90s.
Yeah, mine's actually all after the turn of the century.
I'm curious if we're missing one too. Like, there's some of these, like PBC is one that came to mind. That's a oneer. Some of these oneers feel unrelenting because they don't give you edits and they don't give you any. They're real time. PVC was the one where I believe that's what it's called, and it was a woman who had a bomb around her neck. Like, made out of PVC. It was a PVC bomb.
I've not seen
and it had
it.
a ticking time. And actually, you were just afraid that her head was going to explode at any given moment.
I guess in terms of being extremely suspenseful, like Phone Booth would be like a relentless movie. Once he's on that phone, he's not getting off, and the
That's
stakes are very high.
Almost like a whole different category we could do, which is top 5 real time movies, right? Where like actual
Yeah,
time.
we haven't done that.
I think that Phone Booth actually didn't do that, and it should have done that, and almost did, but it didn't. It was 88 minutes. I remember that. Or was there another movie called 88 Minutes?
There was a movie called
Jesus Christ! Maybe I'm just
Phone Booth
conflating.
was very enjoyable.
Phone Booth is very good. That might have been on my Schumacher top 5.
It did not make me happy. My socks were on at the end of that movie, and I thought they'd be blowing across the theater, but they were not.
Sockless.
I walked out.
Socks firmly attached.
Yes, they were. I brought my backpack with some flip flops just to get out of there, because those theaters have really sticky, gross floors. I went to a theater once, and this is true. It was called the Melody Theater, Melody Twin Theater.
I know that place.
off Jan's Road, if you must know, Bryan, in Thousand Oaks. That's where I grew up. And it was so old and gross and disgusting. I think it's like a Target now or something, but it was so disgusting. It's a twin theater. I remember I was walking in
What's
there.
a twin theater?
It's 2 theaters.
Oh, okay.
State of the art at the time.
Okay.
At one
Gotcha.
time, they have
Gave way
2
to-
movies
gave-
playing
gave-
simultaneously.
Gave way to the multi.
I don't believe it.
How does that work? Aren't you going to hear the other movie? Yes, unfortunately, that's yes, you do hear the other movie quite often. I
If
hate
there's
that.
a lot of explosions, you will probably hear them.
How often do you do that in your local multiplex where you're sitting there going, that's a weird sound they're using right now for this. Oh wait, it's another movie next door that I can faintly hear.
Actually,
I don't know if I've ever.
Yeah,
Happens to me.
really.
I got keen
In
ears.
the Nicole Kidman AMC.
I was going to
Oh,
say,
yeah.
but I think we have the same theater.
It
Yeah,
happens
it
to me.
doesn't happen to me. I
Especially-
hear them when I'm walking past and the
Yeah.
door's open, but never inside the theater. They're rectified.
I used to go to this one theater all the time, and I just hear car alarms in the parking lot all the time.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, terrible in the 90s. All
Yeah,
right, so
because the emergency exit door would be right to the parking lot and be just this kind of
it's a good
thin,
point.
shitty
in Santa
metal
Monica,
door.
it was usually in this neighborhood. Like, there's a
Yeah.
couple theaters that I go to, like on Wilshire. And all right, so yeah, the melody. This actually happened. And sure, it was during my like sweet threesome days when I had like the long blonde hair and like I dressed like a surf bum every single day.
Sure.
But I was walking to my seat and my shoe.
Your dad must have been so thrilled.
My shoe actually came off of my foot. It
Yeah,
was so stuck.
yes.
It was so stuck to that
has happened to
concrete.
me. Maybe it's the
sticky.
same theater.
The melody? I don't think so.
No, but it's one of those shitty ones in Santa Monica. Because that's happened to me.
And it was dark, like right.
Did
'Cause
your
it was
foot
like,
touch the
it
bare
had to,
ground?
yeah, because like it got stuck. It was so like just a layer, like a half-inch layer of just dried Coke, just from. I remember
If
people,
you're lucky, it's dried Coke.
remember when like half the theaters you go to, you just see like a giant like, just like a Coke had obviously been thrown there at some year.
Yeah.
Somebody some asshole threw a Coke at
And
the
they're still
and
standing.
it's just there forever.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like younger people don't realize how shitty theaters used to be.
Yeah, they really did, and they were projected on film. So a lot of time you'd be in there and you'd be like seeing like a film that's been shown like all around the country for like 7-8 weeks, and there's just scratches all through it, soundtracks all fucked up.
I'm trying to remember. I
You need to
can't,
show up early as shit to get your seat.
Yes, to get a
can't-
decent seat.
I can't remember, but do you remember the first time you encountered stadium seating?
I don't remember the first time I ever walked in, but I'm sure that it was disorienting. Yeah, it's probably like I'm gonna
Why would I
fall
want to watch a movie on the moon?
up here. I remember a sound engineer who I've been around too many of. Nerdy types a lot of the time. Sometimes they're great, but a lot of time they're. And a new
Tell me.
theater was being built in our parking lot at West One
That's
Studios.
right.
And
The theater was built around us. We were in tune to the theater.
one of the sound engineers that I work with on a regular basis, he went and he saw like a movie like the day that the theater opened. Like we actually watched them build that theater for like 2 years, and it was exciting. By the way, that theater is a complete and total shithole and run down.
But
now.
I was
It's crazy
just about
how
to
long it's
ask,
been.
by the way, because it was an arc light, though.
For a minute.
The tip of the spear, the highest of the high. And is it even
It's like
an operation now?
It might be abandoned. This is such an old theater, and we
You're
remember
talking about
them
Downtown
building it.
Culver?
Yeah, across from the Culver Hotel.
Yeah, no, it's Amazon bought that. That's where they screen their own shit now.
They're doing. Can you buy tickets to see movies?
Yeah, I saw that's where I saw Blackberry.
Oh well, maybe
It was great.
maybe they've revamped it, but
I
it
think
was
they have.
in total disrepair.
Oh, wow.
At one point, and anyways, this sound engineer went in there and he saw a movie, and you know how I am particular, and I'm a control freak,
Yeah.
so I had tickets to a movie, and he was adamant that I changed my ticket to get the perfect sound in this theater. You must sit in this. It's J18.
Wow.
J18. You have to sit in. I'm like, I don't want to sit in J18, Ron. I don't want to sit there. No, you have to sit in J18.
I was picturing Ron being the one saying
He
it.
was the guy, and he got very upset when I did not.
He was a nice guy.
I want to reach out and find Ron.
Was he right?
I don't know, because I never sat in J18, because that's not. Yeah, I'm
Was
more,
the sound off?
the sound was a little bit off.
It's imbalanced.
All right, let's talk list. This is our list too, so we don't have listener list to rely on this week. This is a Film Vault original list on Relenting Films, and Brian, I'll let you kick her off.
Kicking it off, number 5 for me. Fun trivia here. I often ask people, what's the first movie I ever watched with Tessa? Ever.
An unrelenting movie with Tessa.
Well, she was 3 months old.
Ah,
And so she was taking a nap in her baby, whatever that was, Bjorn or something.
that was the first one you watched with her. You didn't watch any when she was like 2 weeks old.
She was very young. She might have been a month and a half.
Okay.
But I remember she was old enough to open her eyes and then fall asleep. But she fell asleep during one of the most relentless movies I've ever seen, Hardcore Henry.
Oh,
Hardcore
yeah.
Henry! Ilya Nashuler's
Nailed it.
debut, Hardcore Henry 2016. It must have been
2015, Brian.
late. I have 2016.
It's probably because you looked it up on Amazon and they get yours wrong a lot.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I rented it and watched it on my couch. So Tessa was born in late 2016. So I caught up with it. It was the first movie I watched with Tessa. Not appropriate, but then again, I don't think she remembers much.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That was the best. Watching just fucked up shit with your tiny, innocent
You
little.
still do that.
peanut. Yeah. What? No,
You
I
still
don't.
do
I
that.
do not. What do I watch? Atticus is horrified whenever I suggest a movie because he doesn't trust it. He's looked over my shoulder when doing research for this show. He's seen too much dark shit by mistake.
Speaking.
And he goes and tells mom, too. What a narc.
I was watching this with a buddy.
Hardcore Henry?
Yeah, and my roommate came back with a date, right during the first person, the POV sex scene. She just
Just thought you were watching porn.
and she just goes, "Are you guys watching porn?" Like, no, it's hardcore Henry. It's very inside.
Speaking of Tessa looking over your shoulder, or your kid looking over your shoulder, she says to me today in the morning upon waking up, she climbs into bed. She goes, "Daddy, do some men have boobies?" And I'm like, "Well, I mean, yeah."
You showed her Fight Club.
What is a woman?
And she,
What is a woman?
and she says, I was looking over at your computer yesterday while you were on it, and there were these big, strong men who were fighting, and they had like boobies, but they were huge. I'm like, yeah, those are pecs. So the men have muscles that look kind of like boobies, I guess. And she's like, yeah, one guy had black skin and he had giant pecs, and she goes, does mommy have pecs? I'm like, mommy does have pecs, but she has boobies on top of that. And because I get fed a lot of old school WWF videos.
Sure you do.
Yeah, on my social media. And so I must have been scrolling, and she must have caught a glimpse.
Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, I think it was the Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, he was my favorite. I love that guy.
JYD.
Yeah.
He kept a chain around his neck.
He did.
Wow. I can't believe you remember that.
Well, he's
The
the
JYD.
only wrestler that I liked growing up. I did not like wrestling, but I remember every time I'd see him, I'd be like, let's watch this dude. Loved him.
The WWF had a very
Okay.
had
we're
a problem.
Not, we're not going down this road.
Had a race problem in the 80s. They're colored athletes.
What?
They're athletes of color.
Jesus Christ,
They're
Bryan.
Wait till I'm done. The athletes of color were often grotesque caricatures. Junkyard Dog was one of the
I
more,
didn't
one of the
realize
more,
it as a
one of
child.
the more nuanced characters.
Yeah.
So they had one.
I mean, looking back, that he like
No.
broke free from his chains.
Yeah, that was the idea. He had been chained up like a dog in a junkyard. They had a character named Bad News Brown. Bad News Brown. His gimmick was he was black
Yeah.
and angry, and that was his entire gimmick.
That's a good hook.
His finishing move, he would kick you in the head while like doing a cartwheel, and his finishing move was called the Ghetto Blaster.
That's pretty good. I kind of like that.
Bad News Brown. There was a manager named Slick, and he was a pimp. He was just a straight
sure.
up pimp. Yeah, he looked the part. He had the fedora. He was a pimp.
If he beat you, did he like make you dress like a woman and work for him?
That's right. He demanded his money and then slapped you.
I mean, maybe these guys came up with their own characters too. Yeah, you don't know.
I imagine they were.
Could have been a
coached.
glow
I imagine
situation.
They were coached.
Could have been a glow situation. Yeah, maybe they came up.
The JYD though, he was badass.
What is a man who throws a spear?
A man who throws the spear, an Olympic athlete.
No, that's what Matt Walsh did answer in What is a Woman. Remember, he went to Africa, and the only people that he could find in Africa to interview about what is a woman were tribesmen that showed him how to chuck a spear. What the fuck? What in the fuck? You still haven't seen this What is a Woman, have you? You don't need to. You're good. It's available on Twitter now.
I never thought I did.
You know,
Now you kind of do. Now that you heard this.
we reference it a lot.
Yeah.
Comes up on the show a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Maybe you should see it.
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe
do
you
this
should
and
take-
Greasy Strangler.
maybe you should
Double
take it down.
feature.
He hasn't seen Zootopia. Let's let him watch Zootopia first.
Zootopia, Greasy Strangler, and What is a Woman? No, that's an afternoon.
I'll let my next day pick which one we're
That's
watching.
right, that's right.
Ilya Naishuller, director of Nobody. Of course, I think a lot of our listeners are probably familiar with Nobody, probably
Yes.
more so than they are with Hardcore Henry. Hardcore Henry is my number 5 most
All
unrelenting
right.
movie, lining up with Bryan.
Yeah.
You know what? We never do this, but because of the nature of this topic and because I just kept going over the same ones over and over again, I'm curious to see where the listeners, can we do the listeners as we go here?
Concurrently?
Yeah.
Sure, we can change it up. Absolutely. It's
Yeah,
our show.
especially since we don't have since it's not a listener assigned decider topic. Let's round it out with like listener as
Oh,
we
we're
go.
gonna mix it in.
Yeah, can we do
All
that?
right,
So
yeah.
What's the listener's top 5 if you have that pulled up?
There's a tie. I don't know if you count it as a tie. 'cause
Thanks
they're
to
from the
Mitch
same,
Burns. Mitch
yes.
Burns, who compiles this list every single week for us, which is a pain in the ass. I did it for a while. All the listeners who would like to give their picks for their top 5 or their favorite
They
one.
vote, yeah.
Yes.
A lot of the time the problem is people just put pictures or they put multiple picks and it doesn't help. So
Yes.
hard.
And you can submit them on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram. So number 5 for the listener is a 2-way tie between Crank 1 and 2.
Oh,
This was a horrible mistake.
it's a terrible idea though. I'm
It's a terrible
doing this.
idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Let's
I
wait till the
figured
end.
there might be. I was going to say, I feel like there might be.
I was kind of hoping that it would be Hardcore Henry, but I hoped wrong. All right, let's wait till the end. I'm sorry. You know, not all my ideas are winners.
Number 4 for me.
Yeah, that's
We'll
right.
scratch
Bryce.
that. We'll erase that from the
It's
record.
fine. It's fine. It's
Crank.
What are you gonna do? Crank. Crank 2. I had problems with. Crank
2006, excuse me. Written and directed by the combo of Neville Dean and Taylor.
1. Oh, you're doing 4 right now? Is Crank?
Yeah, Crank.
Okay.
There you go.
My number 4 as well. Son of a bitch. This never happens.
This is a mistake.
Crank, though. Unrelenting.
Yeah.
I didn't see Crank until like 2011. I'm like, I know what that is. It's like I want to be like Fast and Furious, which I don't want to watch to begin with. I'm not watching that Crank. No Crank for me. And I forget why I watched it.
It wasn't at all. one
Maybe
of the
you
Fast and
maybe you
Furious.
assigned it, but I fucking loved
I
Crank.
think someone assigned it to us. 'cause
Crank
I
is
didn't see it.
awesome.
I didn't see
Very
it till
enjoyable.
very much later.
So enjoyable.
Speed, but with a man.
Yes, and it's unrelenting.
Yeah.
It's much more of the speed formula, which is you must maintain this. Or
But with a heart,
else-
yeah.
yeah. Maintain. Yeah. Let's summarize. That might have come up on top 5 Frank films. Might have come up top 5 high concept films. But Crank, Statham, Jason Statham is he's implanted with a device that will kill him. Needlessly elaborate.
Yeah.
But a device that will kill him by an enemy that will self-destruct if his heart rate drops below a certain rate.
Yeah.
And he does everything he can to maintain that heart rate.
Anything he can get his hands on. And this is
Needlessly
a
elaborate.
prime example of
If you want the man dead,
the sequel not holding a candle. And it was so obvious to me anyways that it was all of the premises, because it's just one premise after another. It's a series of vignettes of a desperate man keeping his heart rate going, right, while being chased through city streets, right? And it's amazing. And it's just one action-packed vignette after the next. The sequel were all those pitched ideas that didn't make it in the first one. So they were all second tier.
sure.
I'm sure
Well,
there's a few fresh ideas.
What if he did that?
Right. No, the ones that didn't make it in the first one because they weren't good enough, that's what they made the second one out of. So that's what the second one felt like to me. I know some people enjoyed it. It felt like it was like a sloppy sack. Or not even sloppy seconds. It was just like what's left over. Right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. But first one, fucking worthy of
I don't want another
number
listener
4.
at number 4.
The listener number 4 is probably hardcore Henry. If I had to guess. All right, we're ready to move on to. I'm sorry, guys.
You brought back the Panamanian flu.
I have a little bit of a cough here, and I hope I'm not contagious. But
Did you have a liver biopsy?
That would be unfortunate.
I did not have a liver.
Let's shut the
biopsy.
fuck up.
Okay. Well, I'm not complaining about my cold. I'm worried that it's ruining the show with my hacking.
Buddy, you have a lot more to worry about.
That's true. I ruin the show in many
that's right.
ways, not just coughing.
Least of which is coughing.
Maybe the coughing's good. Like it makes me talk
Coughing
less.
improve, yeah.
Okay.
Number 3 for me.
What a dick. Who's insulting who now, Curtis? Helms.
Would this be...
Helms.
I fear this is on your list, even though I thought it was a clever pull. The Raid Redemption.
That's the one.
Oh, really?
That's the one that I had initially. I went through.
There's
and
quiet moments?
There's quiet moments.
Re-
There's quite a few, like
Really?
where the couple characters are just like stopping, they're talking. Things are tense outside for sure. But and the first one takes a while to get going. Like they got that whole
No,
scene
I
that
know
opens
the
up.
first one, yeah.
I mean the second one. The second one takes a while to get going. Second one, I had
The first
more,
one does not take a while to get going. The first one goes from the get-go.
Well, there's a little bit of lead up and set up, and they're gonna.
Doesn't that
figure
one
out what they're
open with
supposed to be.
with the snow, or is that number 2?
No, number 2 is the one where it opens up and there's the fields, and there's like they take the guy out and they put him down.
Yeah,
on his
well,
knees.
one opens up in a snowy prison.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm glad. 2012
It belongs
film.
on a list, and it's very, very good. But there's some more quiet moments than I would expect. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes too. There's some exposition.
That's funny. My only recollection of that movie is being unrelenting. Gareth Edwards directed. 2012's The Raid Redemption.
The Raid. Very
Video
good.
game movie.
We're not going to go 5 for 5, which is good. It was
Good.
almost
There's
on
no
my
way
list.
my
though.
number 2's on your list.
Okay, good. I like to hear that.
No way.
Number 3 for me. This goes back. This is the farthest I go back. This movie made me cry when I was just watching the opening because I'd never seen anything like it, and it's going to sound a bit egotistical, but I was very upset that it was a movie that I didn't make.
Is this The Rock?
It's not The Rock, Bryan. No.
Con Air.
Run, Lola, Run.
Oh, yeah.
As I'm watching the opening of this movie, I'm like, I've never seen anything like this. Tears coming down my face. I'm like, this is. I wish that I had made this movie because this is everything that I look for in a movie. This is what I want in a movie. It was just adrenaline pump from the get-go, and it's they do some cheats with how it goes back in time, and then she gets to redo, and she's just trying to come up with money to save her
Oh,
boyfriend.
and you have a problem with the Flash.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of problems with the Flash.
This is essentially the same thing.
It is not the same thing at all. There's no cans of
Run,
tomatoes.
Barry, run.
Bryan, you've seen the Run, Little Run, right? Yeah.
You
And then
actually might have assigned it to me.
Tom Tykwer, director, his follow up was the Winter
Soldier.
Princess. I don't know. It was something.
There's Bone.
Nope. But oh my God, was I excited to see this? And wow, like he just took the inverse. He's like, all right, remember all of the nonstop go that Run Lola Go? We're gonna make one called like Crawl Lola Crawl.
Stop, Lola, stop.
That's
It
right.
was so goddamn slow paced,
Sit,
and I
Lola,
could not
sit.
follow the storyline at all. Man, was I one of the most disappointing movie going experience, and it's probably a fine movie. It's just I was so set and ready for another high paced. Run Lola Run is phenomenal. Franca Portente is the titular character, Bryan. As you
It's
like to
no
say.
Cloud Atlas, but it's good.
If you have not seen the Run Lola Run, it's a little dated, especially with the score being so techno-y at the time. It was very cutting edge. And Bryan, like Bryan said, it is very far from Cloud Atlas, so be happy about that. But let me just find his
Have you seen Cloud Atlas?
The Princess and the Warrior.
Do I have to do that
What
for
did I
last
say? Winter. The Princess and the Warrior was his follow-up. And my goodness
Do I
gracious.
need to see that?
The Princess and the Warrior?
No, Cloud
Cloud
Atlas.
Atlas.
No. Bryan loves it. It's a Bryan movie. It's a Bryan Big Fish type.
For years,
Do you enjoy Cloud
Yeah.
Atlas?
For years, I was completely ambivalent, which I felt like this is either the worst movie I've ever seen or one of the greatest.
It
And
does have
I-
that feeling.
I've fallen on the side of greatest.
It's not. It's not great. You could tell they were swinging from the fences, right?
It might be one of the greatest I've ever seen.
You could tell they were swinging.
It's
And
ambitious.
It's very ambitious.
There are parts that will not leave you.
You know what it reminds me of? And they've teamed up before. He and the Wachowski siblings, Tom Tykwer, right? That's Cloud Atlas.
Yeah.
Jupiter Ascending.
Oh, were they? Did they? No, they didn't co-direct that.
No, but like it's almost like the same, cut from the same cloth. Jupiter
Yeah,
Ascending and Cloud
sure.
Atlas could have been like
Jupiter Ascending's bad though.
what? Oh yeah.
Jupiter Ascending is not
Exactly.
good. There's
Exactly.
rollerblade.
Precisely.
There's space rollerblade.
Have you seen Jupiter Ascending?
No, but I've heard.
He rollerblades through space.
Isn't he a rollerblading
It's-
dog man?
Unfucking believable.
It's
that
a
make-
very bad film.
Would that make your douche chills list?
Yes, it should have. It could have. How they looked at any rushes,
I have to see this.
and
I
they
gotta-
thought this is something that we're going to continue to go down this path.
Not just. It'd be one thing if it was a good actor. Like I would buy Christian Bale doing that. Channing Tatum.
You would not buy anyone roll. It has no. There's no acting that could save rollerblading through space, Bryan. There's no acting that can save that.
Let's let Avery decide.
I don't know if I can find it. Is it?
Like they should have. You know what? The only way they could have saved it was like they could have said, "Fuck it, let's make it like Airplane. Let's make it a parody movie.
Oh right.
Let's just make it a full-on comedy." We'll have like Kevin Spacey stickers all over his rollerblades, like his face. Like just
Not
it's just
bad.
a way like over the top with the.
If they had done that,
that's the only way they could have saved Jupiter Ascending.
that was
He
your.
was a dog space rollerblader.
All right, Lola was number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Run, Lola, run is my number 3.
All right, Avery, take a break and play my song.
Oh, they're not going to show me.
You have a song. He doesn't rollerblade in the trailer.
Yeah, they don't want to.
They're hoping to trick you into like
But
renting it.
I don't want you to know that's in
I
there.
don't want to own up.
It's just one of those like. It's just one of those. It's just perplexing. Like you're watching this, going like, how? Why? No, but why did they? Like, why is it in here? Like, someone likes this,
And how did they not see it and go, never mind?
and then you
Take it
circle
out.
back. You're like, what, maybe they like it, but I like what they like with Matrix and Bound. But what are they? How? Like you're just like how? Like
How and why?
it is like a break in the Matrix. Like
Yeah.
this we should not be seeing this right now. Like this is a mistake. Like
Yeah.
the universe is fucked up.
That's
It's
like when
crap.
one of your best friends starts dating someone terrible and you go,
How? Yeah, what are you doing?
Why?
why this
doesn't-
person?
Yeah.
All
Them?
right, Amazon after this, and then more movies next.
What? Why?
Andy,
Yeah.
how was your Father's Day?
It was very sad because my dad's dead.
Was it in this country or was it in
Well
a
said.
foreign land?
I got in 2:30 a.m. on Father's Day, and then I woke up 6 hours later to my new neighbors chainsawing down their lovely tree that's been in their front yard for 30 years, and they moved in 2 weeks ago. and decided to cut that tree down.
Why?
And they did it at 7:45 on a Sunday morning, which was Father's Day. So it was about 5 hours of sleep I got, and when I woke up and I had to start cleaning the house because we were hosting Father's Day. So
for who?
for my wife's family and her
Makes
father.
sense, yeah.
So
that's
and
A
then
rude awakening.
a rude awakening to a lovely 40-year-old tree being killed for unknown reasons. I don't know what the fuck's going on with my new neighbors. They party till 4 in the morning, and I'm not joking.
They seem nice.
3-4 nights a week, 4 in the morning they're
3
partying,
or 4 nights a week.
and then they're up at like 6 a.m. I don't know what kind of
I'll party with them and all that.
something's happening over there, and then they take it upon themselves to cut down this tree. I don't know. And I talked to my one neighbor about it.
That sounds like manic behavior.
Couldn't wait to bitch, be the old man on my street. Like, oh, what's with these new guys? They cut down the tree. My neighbor gave me nothing.
Really?
He's like, hey, yeah, it provided a lot of shade, but it's their house. They can do what they want. I'm like, I know that.
The point.
I know that.
Get out of here.
I'm asking, why do they cut it down, do you think? What's the reasoning?
I'm glad you mentioned all of this because I had a lovely Father's Day, and I got
Nice.
a gift that made me feel like a man.
Oh, yeah?
I got a power tool.
Did you?
Yeah,
There's a paperweight.
that's mean.
Is it?
That's really mean.
Oh, because I'm suggesting that you live in a windy neighborhood, and you think that that's low class.
No, the fact that you think I can't handle power tools.
Oh. Okay.
I
Sorry.
can handle my tools. I got a pressure washer.
Why do people need paperweights? I mean, how much wind is it on all
Hey,
this?
how much wind is in the auto? I got a pressure washer.
Is it from the
Nothing you
olden
could
days
set on
before?
there temporarily? You don't have anything lying
It's
around?
like you have a bunch of sheets. Yeah. You can't put a stapler on top? Like, how is that an actual thing that you had to
a
purchase?
couple pens, yeah.
Oh,
Any
the guy
number
that-
of items could do 2 jobs.
We'll call it. What is this thing? It serves no purpose. We'll call it a paperweight.
Well, what does it do?
It weighs down paper. All right.
I got a pressure washer.
A pressure washer.
Yeah,
For what?
which I want for Father's Day.
But I know, but what do you get a pressure wash?
I'm gonna pressure wash everything. I'm gonna pressure wash Charlie bombs. I'm gonna pressure wash all the dirty bricks outside.
How do you work it? Like, is it generated? Like, is it electricity? Like, how does it? You got
there's a big plug.
a big plug?
Yeah.
Make
It's
sure
not
you wear
gas
shoes.
powered.
So it will fuck
'cause
you
I'm
up
not
if you
gonna
try to
get
do
my-
that in
yeah, I'm not
sandals.
gonna get my
That will
foot, yeah.
fuck you up.
Good call. Thank you.
So you put a hose into it and then you plug it in. 2 attachments.
It's actually pretty. No, you plug it in. There's a chamber for water, 2 chambers for water.
What's it hold? How many gallons?
I have no idea. I haven't used it yet.
Here's what's happening. He's going to use this thing once. He's going to be like, that was a pain in the ass, and he will never use it again.
That's very likely. That said, I was happy to get it and clean our furniture out there on the
Mm-hmm.
backyard.
You can clean this towel.
And you can hurt you can clean
Okay,
the towel.
crazy. Okay,
Yes, because you wipe your nose on it a little. You can hurt your feet with the
Yeah,
power
you can
wash?
fuck it up bad. Yeah.
Like open it up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Takes off some layers of skin. Yeah.
Some of the most powerful. I think that they use it in medicine. Some of the most powerful cutting materials is actually water. Like they've
Really?
been using water,
You're
like
scaring me.
Yeah.
really, really high pressure water to like cut bone or something, and it's like unbelievable how they can do like
Yeah.
cutting with
The
water.
high pressure,
You'd
yeah.
think it'd be a laser, but no, they're using water.
Now I'm afraid. I thought of it because someone.
Just don't be a
maybe-
dipshit.
Yeah, seriously, maybe for Father's Day. Chopped our,
He's just gonna spray Christy out there. Like, no.
hey, honey, get a load of this.
No more showers for Tesla. Just get her out of here.
I'm doing man work out here. Get the girl out here.
Someone used our banner to get a shop vac, 5-gallon wet dry vacuum. That's my next on my list. I want that shop vac.
That you can wear sandals for.
That you can wear sandals for. Other things purchased on that banner that sits at andersonandbryan.com and leads to our Amazon link, I guess you could say. People got, hey, shout out to whoever got the Apple 2023 MacBook Pro laptop. That is a $2,000 plus item, and it helps us a lot. So thank you. We appreciate that. 3, Samsung Galaxy Tab Active 4 Pro tablets are purchased. Prime Weld Plasma Cutter. Maybe that's the aforementioned water cutter we were talking about. Lenovo IdeaPad laptop. Camp Chef Sidekick grill accessory. Duraflame infrared quartz fireplace stove was purchased. Someone got a Viofo Pro Duo dash cam. Rimini full hybrid mattress in a box was purchased. Enjoy your new mattress. DJI Mavic flight battery. Feels like that's just a Maverick, but it's Mavic. Formula Z11 Pro Max 4K streaming media player. Brother toner print cartridges. Thank you for getting those. Amazon Eero Mesh 6 Plus Wi-Fi system. Perfect Keto MCT oil. Someone got themselves CRKT Provoke EDC Morphing Karambit. That's a long way to say a folding knife. I looked it up. I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? It's a knife. Apple AirPods, 3rd generation. Boise X9 multi-use print and copy paper. Ring Battery Doorbell Plus and Ring Spotlight Cam Plus. 14 karat yellow gold wheat chain necklace. Windows 11 Home. TurboTax Home and Business 2022 tax software. If you're on extension or if you're in California and your taxes are extended, you have until October, so think about getting that software. Yes for all vinyl coated kettlebell weights. Disney The Night Before Christmas Village accessories. Amscope stereo microscope. Coleman Sun Dome 6-person tent. Amazon e-gift card for Father's Day in the amount of $100. Brembo UV coated front brake rotor. The Ridge minimalist slim wallet. Lucid memory foam mattress cover. And finally, not to be outdone, Under Armour heat gear compression sleeveless t-shirt. That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Here are the movies that are click through. Since the last time we talked at y'all. 6 people. Count them 6. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 5. 6 people got Blackberry.
Hey.
Which is a fantastic movie, and I'm very happy to see people
God,
supporting
that needs
it.
to stream.
Yes,
Stream
does.
it.
Stream it. Speaking of streaming it, Tar is now available on Prime, I think. it
Prime.
is.
Yes.
Yes. So if you have not
Primal?
taken the
I'll
dive to watch Tar yet, it's not for everybody.
Amazon Primal.
But it's the closest thing to a masterpiece that was made last year, I would say.
That
It's
is
the
right.
closest thing to a Kubrick movie I've seen since Kubrick himself, with the exception of maybe some of the stuff that Steve McQueen's made. All right, 2 people got to Super Mario Brothers. I was on such a high with the Blackberry, and now the Super Mario Brothers
I'll be flag passing that soon.
bonus X-ray edition. The best little whorehouse in Texas click through, as well as Little Princess. Fuck the yes for Little Princess. Richie Rich, Harriet the Spy, Beasts of the Southern Wild, The Squid and the Whale, fuck to the yes, Girlhood, Con Air, He Never Died, Ghost World, True Romance, fuck the yes, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, fuck the Hustlers, click through, Portrait of a Lady on Fire, fuck to the yes.
Yes.
So good. Spider-Man Trilogy, Lost Highway, Show Me Love, Amelie, fuck this, Master Gardener, The Last Temptation of Christ, Sorcerer. Hey, somebody's going on a little bit of a Paul Schrader.
Sorcerer, Relentless.
Sorcerer. Oh my God, it's Relentless. Once it gets going, fuck the yes. Any more music? Time Machine was clicked.
Once it gets rolling.
The Time Machine was clicked through, as well as The Princess Bride, Arrival, Empire Records, Barbarella. I still got to see that Barbarella. That's where Duran Duran got their name, by the way.
Oh, really?
Dr. Durand.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And they liked it. They dropped the D and Live. Nope. I almost
Don't
fucked
they
up.
have a song called Electric Barbarella?
Yeah.
Or is that someone else?
No, that's it. Edge of Tomorrow is clicked through, as well as The Razor's
Were
Edge.
you at all impressed that I knew that?
That's not really your music guy. Halloween Ends was clicked through, as well as The Night of the Iguana. A Question of Silence, Cliffhanger. 2 people got John Wick Chapter 4, which apparently Oliver Stone does not like. And The Manchurian Candidate was clicked through. Thank you, everybody, for clicking through. And now back to the program.
Welcome back. Let's see if our streak continues. Crossover streak, that is.
I almost watched that again today.
Portrait of a Lady on Fire. It's a slow burn, but it's good.
I went, instead I went New Ground, Phantom Thread. I read it.
Another slow burn. Hey, you seen a?
There's no burn.
You seen Burning?
Yes.
That's the slow burn.
That is, but
So good.
firecracker at
Yeah.
the end.
Steve Yeun. That was the first time I
Excellent.
think I've seen Steve Yeun.
That was the best I've seen him. I mean, he was good in Walking Dead, but it was kind of,
I never watched The Walking Dead.
he's very good. in
Watched the
Burn.
first few episodes, and I'm like, not for me.
Burning. Beef.
Beef?
Beef must be seen
I thought you were
on
calling
Netflix.
him Beef. I'm
No,
like,
no.
really? You think that Stephen Yeun was Beef?
No.
I get it. Yeah, the show.
Show
I'll try
must
it with
be
the
seen.
wife. We'll see if the wife takes the beef. Oh, Jesus
Text
Christ, that
the
sounded
beef
wrong.
bait. Honey, time for the beef.
She just wants my beef bologna. Beef, beef, beef. Beef. That's a Fear song.
Okay.
It's very good. Beef bologna.
I didn't know that,
Fear.
but I knew the
Punk rock
Duran
band.
Duran.
All right, yeah. Yes, that happened on the read, Brian. Are you trying to squeeze it in here so everyone knows that you knew a piece of music history?
In case you missed it.
Music trivia.
In case you missed it.
That was a fun Amazon read, I must say.
Indeed.
Yes.
And thank you guys for continuing to support the show even when we're gallivanting.
Yeah, and I see, you know what? I see that a lot of you guys listen and girls listen to the program, and then you listen to Brian and I and Avery wax on about certain movies, and then you decide, you know what? I'm curious now. It's available streaming. I'm gonna plunk down a few bucks and click through and watch the movie. My heart always like stops for when I see 6 people get BlackBerry. And somebody got Little Princess, and I'm like,
Mario.
I really not Mario. I really hope that you don't rent the movie and then you're 20 minutes in and going, what the fuck? I spent money because these idiots said this is good.
We specifically called this out a few months ago because we recommended a movie that's like, hey, start slow. Please don't think, what are these idiots doing? Because it gets good. I don't remember what it was, though.
It wasn't BlackBerry.
It was not BlackBerry.
No,
Even though that
Ball
movie-
Silly is popping from the beginning.
BlackBerry, each scene is better than the last somehow. It just keeps. It's almost unrelenting. And how it just continues to ratchet it up.
It is kinda
Goodness.
relentless.
With its goodness.
The Little Princess is so good though, but it's been a number of years since I've seen it. But it's Curon. I mean, you should probably see it if you're a completionist. So as I say that, I have not seen his foray into what am I doing here?
What are you doing?
I'm losing my mind.
Tired.
It sounds like what do you call it? Harry Potter. I've not seen that. The Harry Potter.
Oh, that's right.
Alfonso
Goblet of Fire.
Cuarón.
Azkaban, I think.
All right.
Good movie. Number two for me is one of my most beloved films, and it was a last minute addition to the list. I'm like, oh my god, how can I leave this off?
Just Friends.
Bite your tongue. Avery, what have I told you about spoilers? It's a movie I have a distinct recollection of seeing for the first time and being physically exhausted, like exhale at the end, like holy shit, that was an ordeal. Talking about Black Hawk Down.
Oh, what?
Why is that? Why is that induced laughter?
Because I don't know. This movie affected you so much.
I love it.
I mean, there's a lot of downtime though in this movie. There's a lot of like, this is what the operation's going to be. This is what we got to do, guys. There's a lot of lead up.
Admittedly, the first act is a lot of setup, a lot of exposition, a lot of character introductions. But once that, wait for it.
Titular Black Hawk Down.
Once that titular Black Hawk goes down, it's fucking on.
I mean,
and it doesn't stop.
How do you not have Zero Dark 30 on here? I guess
That's not relentless at all.
it's relentless scenes for sure.
There's
a lot of
relentless scene,
research,
but
though.
Yeah, there's a lot of bureaucracy in that movie.
There is. You're right. There's
Not so much in this one.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Even the quiet scenes involve like trying to find a guy's femoral artery who's been wounded and like going up into his leg muscles. Oh my god, it's unrelenting.
See,
It's ceaseless.
I almost had Requiem for a Dream on here because
Yeah, me
I had
too.
the same feeling when it was over. But there's a lot of like quiet downtime.
Not so much here.
I don't want to say quiet, but I mean,
No, the
I know what you're talking about. Like
Requiem
when,
has those moments where it's like brooding.
but when it ended, I just felt like exhausted.
Yeah.
And same thing with Irreversible. I was exhausted by the end of Irreversible. Just
That's a good
completely
candidate.
spent. But I mean, they had to have a whole scene. Even I guess it could be considered unrelenting when they're just like walking. That whole chunk where they're like just walking and talking about early man and caveman and like doing what you got to do. And the
I don't
animal
remember that in
inside
Black
us.
Hawk Down.
No, I'm talking about the Irreversible.
Oh, okay.
You can talk more about Black Hawk Down if you like.
I can. Oh, but buddy, I could wax.
Yeah, could you?
Tom Hardy's in this.
I know. He's not.
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
God, he's in a lot of
Like
things I haven't
every
seen.
white man
There was
ever
a lot.
was in that movie.
There are a lot of future stars in this movie.
Yeah, Tyson's in this. Buddy Revell.
I thought you were going to say Mike Tyson. Like, I don't remember that.
Orlando Bloom's in
Yeah,
that.
Orlando Bloom is the guy who falls out of the titular Black Hawk. Actually, no, not the one that goes down. He's the one whose fall kicks off the events of the film.
Think anyone's ever made any sexual jokes in real time with Black Hawk Down?
Oh, because it sounds like Black Cock
Down.
down.
I don't know why. That's such a sophomore joke that I just came to.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Yeah,
I
awful.
feel like you'd really be upset at me for trying that.
I would be, and now I'm gonna in my head reverse it. And
Oh, and I
I'll
did
forever
this?
think that you
Okay.
did that. Yeah,
You're going to old boy yourself.
I just did it. I just did it. That's such a dumb joke.
All right. What's your number 2? If it's Black Hawk Down, I'm coming across this table.
Black Hawk.
Fuck.
It's Black Hawk Up.
Avery, please. Everything's a
Number
joke.
Number 2 for me. I'll be very surprised if this is not on your list.
I only have one spot left.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
I'm going with Uncut Gems. Uncut fucking gems.
But that's more. Yes, I will say that counts. To me, that's more tense than it is relentless. If I'm
The
splitting
tension
hairs.
is
Yeah,
unrelenting.
no, you're right. I'm not. I'm
and
splitting
it
hairs.
keeps getting ratcheted up with one bad decision after the next, after the next, after the next, and you're just gripping. And the only thing that kind of makes you, gives you any kind of relief is that he's kind of a piece of shit. But if you love
And
this
he really
character-
thinks he's going to do it.
yeah, he really believes he's going to pull it off.
But he's not wrong.
But if you really cared for this guy and they somehow got you, the audience member, to really empathize with this guy, which I did a little bit, but not nearly as much as I needed to really, but I still cared enough to like be literally gripping my seat.
I don't think I can see that again.
Memorable endings.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's so good.
The ending is so memorable.
Yeah.
Seared.
There's a couple quiet moments with his girlfriend where he's treating her like shit and like, you know, but
He soon gets loud. They're never just quiet.
just the way that it's shot, the Safdie brothers, the way they did everything, and the sound. I think at one point they had 23 separate conversations going on in that tiny little jeweler store. Just everything was. I was lucky enough to see. I think it was the second time I saw a screen with my buddy Rand. We went and saw it at the Arc. It was the ArcLight back then. The Cinerama Dome. And the Safdie brothers and Mr. Adam Sandler showed up for a little Q&A after or before or something. That was cool. And they were talking about some, and it was very interesting to see just how much work went into giving it that tense tone that they fucking nailed. So Uncut Gems is my number 2, 2019's Uncut Gems.
How was he not nominated?
There really wasn't.
I will never understand that. How Sandler was not nominated for that.
Yeah, it's just, who cares? Fuck the Academy. I mean, it would have been so much fun. Just like I get so mad about The Wrestler and how he was nominated. What's his name?
Mickey
Mickey Rourke. How great would that have been if he won? It's just like, fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys. Silly. But yeah, how was he not? I'd have to go back and look at the list. I can't remember who.
Yeah, see who Mickey Rourke's up against and see who Sandler would have been up against.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting, but also shitty. Like now here we are like going like, they shouldn't have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we do that all the time anyways. Who cares?
That's true.
Who gives a fuck?
Number 1 for me, I wouldn't be surprised if this is your number 1. So if it is, feel free to jump on. Undeniably, Mad Max Fury Road. So once again, even
Fuck, I didn't think of that.
no, you should have. A lot of these movies, once they get going, they're off and running. This one, even if not even up to the car chase scene, but all the stuff before that is in your face, loud, fast, jumpy, herky-jerky, disorienting, and relentless.
I'll stop you with the disorienting because that's a Michael Bay trick that doesn't work for me at all. I hate being disoriented, especially with action. I feel like George Miller really set these scenes up so you could tell where the people were, you could tell where the different factions were, you could tell what was going on, and he did it.
Maybe disorienting was the wrong word. The herky-jerkiness of it was off-putting.
Off-putting, yeah. You were really off-put when you came in here to talk about it back in 2015?
Do you remember how gross?
You thought everything was gross, yeah.
But really just the beginning.
Yeah,
Maybe
no.
some of the first 10 minutes.
There's a lot of open sores.
Yeah, I mean, like you were surprised by that. Like you weren't like well versed in the Mad Max world universe or something. No. And Morton Joe almost made my list for like characters I would not like to leave my kid. He almost made the list.
Certainly not your daughter.
We should do another one. Even though we haven't even done it yet.
You're already planning the sequel?
I love the list. It was so much fun imagining my 6-year-old with these horrific people. All right, so yeah, Mad Max Fury Road is my number 1 on my list. There is an intermission almost.
But there had to be. Or your head would explode.
The green zone?
The green zone, yeah, where she goes and kind of looks at what's left of what used to be.
Yeah, the land of the women or whatever it was.
Yeah, and the ladies kind of, take a breather, and then we get thrust right back into it. And I
got to rewatch. God damn it. I might watch this tomorrow.
I know.
I might just watch this tomorrow.
Well, you got The Flash to watch.
It's a tough call.
Do you know that the first time I just love the little like fuck you to CGI in the beginning with the 2-headed lizard.
Yeah.
And that's obviously just George Miller saying, hey, Watch this little two-headed lizard, which opens up the movie. Like, I think that's the very first thing you see is a two-headed lizard, which is obviously CGI. Tom Hardy just crushes it, bites off its head. We're off to the races. Yeah, there's CGI, but not throughout the movie. It's not reliant on CGI to make this movie sing. He did so many practical things. He almost killed people. He's a crazy, crazy old man who I absolutely fucking love. We got more. We got more coming, too. We got more coming soon, yes.
Furier Road. Faster and Furious.
He's working on Happy Feet 4 right now, but then he's going to get back to Fury.
This movie bitch slapped me. I was so hungover going into this. I was vaguely excited. The billboards look kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I remember just being so hungover, and then I left the theater just floating, just floating in the air.
Totally know what you mean.
This is the best thing I've ever.
Stuck to the ground.
Were you? Yeah, I had to collect socks. Believe me.
I had to collect my. I was just levitating.
My socks are. I had to find my socks there on the ceiling. Turns out.
Did you have any reservations though? Did you have to? Because I remember about 10 minutes in going like, I don't think I'm buying this.
I still, every time I watch it, I start it and I go, do I love this movie? And then as soon as I think it's right up to the title card where it goes dun dun, then I'm fucking in.
I need to go home and watch this. I'm getting chills.
There's something about the first 10 minutes where I am not sure, but the minute it's going, it's.
I felt like he was trying to do like the original, like where he left off, but bigger and like, look, we're modern now and we're doing this. And then I saw Iota on there with the guitar, and I'm like, it's just too much. And then the fire comes out, and I'm like, it's not enough. Give me more. Must have.
I literally would run. I injured my feet and now have to go to the doctor because I was running to the Mad Max soundtrack in old running shoes. I would just put these on.
That really happened?
Yes. And I would just run around the block.
That's what happened to me
constantly.
By a mistake at a gym years ago. I was on a treadmill, and Rain of Fire came on.
Yes.
I was talking about this before the Rain of Fire with Christian
Bale
and McConaughey, fighting dragons, and I got so into it. I'd seen it in the theater already, but I forgot how much I loved it.
Just dangerous.
It's just so like manly, and I'm just like on the running, and I'm like I'm hurting myself. I got to slow down. Working out some movies, not
that
bad.
was my 1A. 1B is World War Z.
Bryan had the balls, the temerity. Actually, I don't want to say lips because it's gross, but that's from Sarah Silverman's new stand-up, which is very good. She was talking about how pussies are balls and balls are pussy because balls are like the most fragile thing in the world, and pussies can take on eating and give birth and keep. So she's like, you should say that guy has so much lips.
That's the greatest high thought ever.
It's really good.
Like
it's very good. So, but Bryan had the, for those of you who might forget, or maybe weren't around back then,
people
in
make
2015,
mistakes.
Bryan came in here and he said, after watching World War Z and Fury Road, that World War Z is a better movie.
I think I said it's no better than World War Z.
And
it was just as good.
I was appalled. And I said, not only are you wrong, Bryan, this movie might be good enough to be up for Best Picture. And then you laughed and you fought, you pointed at me. I walked out in shame, I remember.
That might be true.
And then it was up for Best Picture. My God, did I feel good.
I look back and I regret some things I've said. I'll say I'll meet myself halfway and say that World War Z underrated.
Okay, all right. Well, you know what? In truth be told, I should remind you and the listeners that I saw that it was the last drive-in that I saw. I just chose to go take Jillian on a date and a drive-in, which was an hour and a half away because that's the closest drive-in to where we live. And it was in Duarte. And it was also, it turned out to be on the fullest full moon that year. It was the brightest full moon of the year. So it was kind of hard to see the screen. And it was hard to hear the movie when watching World War Z. I do remember not liking it, though.
And it was hard to care.
Well, that's our watch.
Maybe that was the best way to watch it.
That's our watch along this month,
No,
so
it's
you'll
not.
enjoy that.
It's Varsity Blues, which we should announce
yeah.
right now. Varsity Blues.
Varsity Blues.
What's the date?
And then I've got the Oscar nominee follow-up,
June
the answers.
20th.
You asked who was nominated when.
Oh, yes, I'd like to hear that.
So we'll start with 2009 with Mickey Rourke. So Mickey Rourke was nominated for The Wrestler, along with Richard Jenkins for The Visitor,
Justified.
Frank Langella for Frost Nixon,
Never saw.
Brad Pitt for Benjamin Button,
Oh, of course.
and Sean Penn for Milk.
Oh, Milk won, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now for 2020, when Adam Sandler was snubbed, you had Jonathan Pryce for The Two Popes,
Ugh.
Antonio Banderas for Pain and Glory. That was fucking great. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, but not fun.
No, not fun. Leo DiCap for Once Upon a Time.
Sure.
Excellent, very fun. Adam Driver, Marriage Story, and
Wait, he was supporting actor?
No,
Oh,
this was
the
a
lead
leading
actor.
role.
Yeah.
And then Joaquin Phoenix for Joker. I feel like you should have put Adam Sandler in one of
fuck
these.
Jonathan Price.
You didn't need.
Oh, it's the Joker. I mean, he was
We're not going to put
fine,
over
but
Joaquin, but put over Jonathan Price.
maybe. But Jonathan Price was very good as a pope.
No, he was not.
Yes, he was. Two popes.
A lot of walking, a lot of talking.
A lot of good talking. I really like that two popes.
Pain and
Really?
Glory was great. That was good.
Pain
All
and
right.
Glory. What?
Pain and Glory.
I
Antonio
assume
Banderas.
Fury Road's your number one.
Oh, I never saw
What?
Pain and Glory. Did
It
I
was
see
great.
With the two
I think I saw
pubs walking and talking.
Saw two
Hopkins and...
popes. No, I'm talking about Pain and Glory.
Pain and Glory was
oh,
great.
okay. That was a good movie.
Very enjoyable. Antonio.
Almodovar? I always get
I
the-
can't say it was. It was very
Didn't you read
good.
too? I always get the next up.
What
Cuarón?
was it?
Cuarón.
Pain and Glory.
Did I see Pain and Glory? No, that's the one where he's got a bad back, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, where
He's
he's
trying to
Freeze
make a movie.
Yeah, he's trying to make a movie. I've been told that I need
Yeah,
to see this because
Almodovar.
I try and make movies and I have a broken back.
It's great. Yeah.
Did not see though.
What? You should see it.
I'm not a giant Almodovar.
No. But this is good.
I did like the skin we live in though. My God.
This is quite good.
I assume Fury Road's number one.
No.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Fury Road, number one. I thought I already
be
established that.
All right.
You know,
what's
and
the-
you're absolutely right. You guys are both right. Like without that intermission, without that little breather in the middle, it would have taken away from.
You would explode.
I think you. I would like to be able to see someone do that and pull that off. I have not seen a movie that's truly unrelenting. This is the closest thing we have to it. But
Well, Amore is pretty close.
That's right.
can you imagine the bends you would get watching this?
Oh my God. All right. What's the listener top four?
Listener top four. Well, number 5 to recap is Crank 1 and 2.
It's The Skin I Live In. Sorry, The Skin I Live In is one of the most bizarre movies I've ever seen. What writing? My God, is it a good movie? The
That's
Skin I Live In.
Almodovar.
Yeah.
Number 4 is Good Time by the Safdies.
What? Not uncut?
Number 3 is The Raid Redemption.
Oh, there's some quiet time.
Number 2 is Uncut Gems.
Oh, Safdies.
And number 1 is, of course, Mad Max Fury Road. I'm surprised, one that I thought of, Dunkirk.
Yeah,
It was fucking stupid.
but there's that stuff with Kenneth.
Yeah,
which is
that's
very
needlessly quiet.
Yeah.
I would have gone
I
1917
forgot, yeah.
over Dunkirk. 1917 is
Yeah.
pretty relentless.
I would see your 1917, and I would raise you a All Quiet on the Western Front first two acts.
Good point.
But then the third act is much quieter, but way more tense.
You know what the first movie I thought of was and didn't end up making my list?
Just
And
Friends. We
You
already
would
talked.
have made fun of me, but people forget how unrelenting War of the Worlds is. Like once that gets going, fucking race for your life. Never stops. You laugh.
I think it was Mark Crimmins I was just talking to, who absolutely loves War of the Worlds.
It's good.
There's a lot of quiet times there. Like,
Nope.
He's playing catch out front with this kid.
Yeah, once it gets going, once the war starts
Mm-hmm.
of the worlds,
Yep.
I think you
It's
can put
go to.
speed on there.
Speed once it gets going. Yeah.
stupid.
It's going pretty early.
Crank's a better or a
Yeah, it
speedier
is.
version of it.
Yeah, it is.
I almost went clever and did like one of those airplane or top secret or one of those.
Glad
'cause
you
the
did it.
jokes just keep coming. But
You do Pop Star Never Stopping would be a better example, I think, because the
True.
jokes just never stop.
Stop
My
it.
God, do they cram a lot of jokes in Pop Star? My God, it's good. My God, it's good.
All right, you want to gamble? This is a robust episode.
Let's do it.
All right. Last week we gambled on Transformers Rise of the Balls. Anderson guessed
Rise of the
38.
Bald.
Brian guessed 58. Anderson 38.
Oh, jeez.
With-
Oh, I might be right on this one.
With 188 reviews, actual Rotten Tomato score is 53%.
Yeah.
That makes you win.
Making
Yeah,
Brian the
fuck yeah,
winner.
dude.
What did you say? 55?
58.
58.
And
Well,
I said
by
38.
38,
points.
yeah.
What the hell?
Oh, by 5.
What the hell, guys?
All right, you got to see The Flash.
I don't have to see Jack Diddley.
You should see The Flash.
No, I will not see the Flash.
It's enjoyable.
See, this is why we don't allow Brian to assign movies anymore, because he just went on and on about the Flash, and
You
then he
should-
wants
you
me to
should
come in
really-
here
you
next
should-
week and talk more about
You
it.
have to see Varsity Blues.
Yes, you can assign me movies that way.
Yeah.
You can assign me movies that way. That's what we're watching this month on with the listeners. The watch along is Varsity Blues.
Avery,
It
how
will be
excited are you for Varsity Blues?
on Thursday?
Tremendously excited.
You've seen it, yes?
No, I have not.
Oh,
Thursday, the 29th is when
it's
we're
peak
watching.
90s absurdity. Peak?
Thursday, the 29th, and I bet we have fewer watch-alongers than ever.
I
Brian.
disagree.
Terrible choice.
What time would that
Wait
be?
until we watch Beastmaster 2, and they will
Rise
come
of the Beastmaster?
No, Brian. All right.
That's the one. Is that
outta
the
here.
one that takes place in modern day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beastmaster 2. I didn't know it existed until we were watching Beastmaster 1 for the watch along. We will do it normal time. I guess 6:30 is when we will be linked up. You'll get the link in your Patreon inbox at 6:30 on Thursday the 29th. 6:30 Pacific Standard Time, and then the movie will start at 7.
It's actually Pacific Daylight Time.
Is it?
Everyone gets that wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
It's
think,
so
I think
confusing.
Pacific Standard Time rolls off the tongue, but it's Pacific Daylight Time.
Does it switch like when it's not
Yeah.
daylight time?
PDT versus PST.
So it's PST like half the year and PDT.
It used to be half the year. Now it's like 4 months.
Wait,
5
what?
months.
So
Hold on,
confusing.
what?
Pacific Standard
No,
Time.
you're giving him such a boner right now. He loves this kind of.
You know
This is what Bryan lives for.
You know what?
He'll dream about this tonight. Like neither one of them knew,
He'll tell
and I got to
Christy.
explain
Christy.
it.
I'm
will
all
wake her up.
ready. You know, Avery verified this.
Honey,
It's a
wake up!
fact,
You know what just happened?
fact check me. But
Well, first I'll quiz and see if she knows.
PST. No, because I corrected her. PST is the opposite of PDT. Like it goes to
I see
standard
people
time,
do
daylight
PDT,
time.
and I always think that they're talking about like Phoenix.
They're 1 hour apart.
Yeah, but then when the time shifts, they the one becomes the other.
Let's just say Pacific time.
That's what you say.
So when it's not daylight, are we in daylight savings right now?
What do you think?
I don't know. Are we
Yes,
saving
we're in
daylight?
how light is it? At
We're
night?
spending a lot of daylight. It seems like we're not saving it at all. It seems
Tomorrow's
like-
the winter. The
Seems like
summer
winter.
solstice.
Winter when we have very little daylight. That's
a
when
very-
we're
that's a
saving
good
it.
point.
So it's PDT now?
Yes.
I don't like this at all.
Well, look-
I don't get it.
Type
I don't
in
want to
what?
get it.
You know what I don't
know.
like is
Hey,
that you're just massaging. it.
Avery, type into Google what time is it right now. It'll tell you.
You are a
PDT.
dumbass. What time is it right now?
Can we just say Pacific time?
It's 9:35 p.m.
PDT.
BDT.
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
Summer
I don't like
solstice.
that. I know it. We have to gamble.
Why don't you like that? Now you're armed with the information.
I don't get it. and I don't want to know how to
I've
get
been
it.
pushing it out. You know how I work with information? Like new information is just out. Get out.
And you know
of
how
here.
when you hear something and you know you'll never understand it?
Yeah.
That's how I feel with this.
Yes,
I
I'm
just
with you.
won't ever remember or get it.
Well,
it
you
out.
know what? I'll keep bringing it up.
That's fine. Movie Insider.
Don't put it past.
I don't know if anything's coming out this week because it just gave me, I guess, old
Oh,
shit.
no, it's the.
Yeah.
Is that just of Asteroid City? But
Asteroid
that came out.
City. No, that's not out.
Oh, it's not.
Somebody, one of our listeners just saw it.
Oh, they
already.
saw it early. Okay, my
Leif also lives overseas. So maybe
And the Brie
Oh,
Larson movie,
that's
or
why.
the Jennifer Lawrence.
That's what I
movie,
thought.
the
It threw me
Andersons,
off. So we'll do
not
Asteroid City then.
all right.
Chris, are you excited for Asteroid City?
Christy, do you know the difference between PST and PDT?
Oh, let it wash over me. Let it wash over me.
Why are you making the problem worse, Avery?
I don't
You're
know.
exacerbating issues in a relationship.
I know.
All right, I have a guess.
Do you remember though?
Would you listen, Mo?
All right, you tell me your number.
What movie are we doing?
Asteroid
Ass
City.
City.
Oh yeah, AC.
Hemorrhoid City.
All right, Brian, come on. We're not that show.
Hemorrhoids should be called asteroids.
These movies
I'm sure
are
they
made for critics. They really are. I feel like a lot of critics just wander around saying, "Oh,
A movie for me.
I'm a Wes Anderson fan."
Yeah, that's right.
That means I'm a critic. You understand that?
Yeah, they're one and the same. There's no 100% crossover.
That's what that means.
Yeah,
That's what it means.
there's 100% crossover.
I think there is.
Honey, good news. I'm a critic.
That's what Rotten Tomatoes asks. If they want you to be a Rotten Tomato critic, they just say Wes Anderson,
they
yay or
say
nay.
It's a two-form questionnaire. It
Just
says,
thumbs up,
it
thumbs
says,
down.
What outlet do you write for?
Yeah.
Are you a Wes Anderson fan?
That's right. In the first one, they just disregard. They don't even look at. They don't even look at your answer.
The first one's marked optional.
Optional. That's right. All right, we're really enjoying ourselves over here. All right, let's go.
Oh, my stomach.
All right, your liver.
Oh, liver.
On 3. 1,
I have a number.
1, 2,
68.
84.
Oh, I went low.
Critics.
You
Yeah.
in 68?
I think the bloom's off the rose, man. I think he's
You
a one.
say that, and then he's up for like best
I
fucking
know.
picture,
That's probably stupid.
best director every year.
You said 84 or 88?
84.
Fuck.
All right. For Asteroid
went too
City.
My throat.
Anderson gets 84, Brian 68,
No reviews.
with 121 reviews.
It's
Oh,
a
no.
lot.
Current Rotten Tomato score is 74.
It's like right in the middle.
I'm off by 8 and you're off by 10.
You're up by 6.
Could go either way.
Wait, what'd you say?
Oh, yes, it's 68.
The rare Bryan
you're right.
math
Let me
mistake.
explain the difference
That felt
between
good.
PST and PDT.
That felt real good.
Yeah, Brian. Avery just got you back. He's all. You guys are even.
You know
If you
what?
guys are playing tennis.
If it makes me more right, then I'm okay with it.
I don't even know if I need to get paid this week. That was
That was so satisfying.
All right, let's go. Did it feel good?
Hey, Alexa, what time is it?
I do it all
good.
the time. I do it all the time, but then I'll get home and realize it's not Sam Rockwell, and I'm like, fuck.
God damn it.
That was enjoyable, you guys.
Look at that.
We got that's a
Tight
robust
hour.
show. Robust.
I mean, why? It's superfluous. It's unnecessary to do PDT or PST because unless you're setting up a schedule for like 6 months from now or when the time's going to change, I guess that happens.
That was magical to watch.
All right.
Now you're not
Oh my
helping.
God.
Now you're
Exactly,
not
Sam.
helping.
I mean, because you do schedule things ahead of time. Don't you?
I thought we were past it.
Yeah.
We were almost out.
I'm gonna screw people up, like when I send out the notifications about the Patreon watch along, which is the most important, like as far as like gearing, because it's live. It's the only thing that we do live with the audience, and I let them know, and I always do PST by default. I'm just gonna write Pacific.
Guess what, PT?
What Pacific time will be at that time.
That's right.
I'm gonna write all that out.
Thereby defeating the purpose of acronyms, abbreviations. Technically, acronyms spell something. Well, this is excellent
It's
from
disturbing, is what it is.
Nate Balcom. Is this a play on something, or is this just you and me?
I think it's just you and me.
I like it. I
Disturbing.
like how the ears measure up.
He's talking about the listener art this week on the Film Vault, AndersonandBryan.com is where you can find that. Where you can find out more about the documentary, now possible, probably short film and feature narrative that I am working on right now as and Mike Carano is my co-director on the documentary Loaded for Bear that's showcasing the individuals with intellectual disabilities that I've been working with for a number of years now. You can find out more about that project at loadedforbeardoc.com. Thank you very much to everyone who has become a part of it already and is following along. It's a lot of fun. I do a short little update every week on this here feed called Loaded for Bear.
Did you notice where Branderson is streaming?
No. Oh, yeah, not on Fuckflix.
Fuckflix.
I
Not
stopped saying Fuckflix. Who made that art? Because they're an old-time...
Nate
Oh,
Balcom.
yeah, it's
Oh,
Balcom.
Nate. Welcome back to the program, Nate.
yeah, I had to dip into the vault. So if you've got new listener art or if you want to be a first-timer, contributor, try your
Yeah.
hand at it. Shoot us an email, contacttfv@gmail.com.
Have some fun with the AI, too. Fuck it.
Yeah, why not?
My friend Rand keeps sending me AI ones about the show, so they're,
Well,
they're
let's
pretty
see 'em.
good. I mean, I got them. I got to show
Oh,
you
we
guys
had the
real
one
quick.
that was Bryan Magazine, remember? With you as a Transformer.
I don't mind that.
That was haunting.
I don't mind that at all. Thanks, Buzzy Shy Face, for being our feature artist. What are we gonna
See,
do?
I mean,
is good.
that'll be next week's, I guess.
if you want to see more about them, go to AndersonandBryan.com.
Oh, this one's awful. I'm very upset by this one. That Rand sent.
We got lots of good
That
stuff.
is
I don't mind
troubling.
that.
I'm
I don't
so
mind
upset that I'm Pesci and you're De Niro. So upset.
God.
You look pretty good, though, don't you?
Check us out at patreon.com/thefilmvault. We got
Troubling.
spoiler reviews, spoiler thoughts, that is, on The Flash and also on Elemental. Check those out if you dare. AndersonandBryan.com is where you go for all things Film Vault, including the Amazon link. Thank you very much for using that. Anderson and Bryan on Instagram.
Keep going.
I'm on that.
This is a horrible show. Instinct on my part. I apologize for showing pictures.
The Film Vault on Twitter, Film Vault on Facebook, YouTube/The Film Vault Podcast. Speaking of YouTube, thanks Eric Kath for all you do to contribute. Mike Cole for help with the gambling, Mitch Burns for help with everything, and Gio for keeping us honest, pointing out when I'm right, which is often. That's a lot of emails to write.
That's right.
That's right. That's all I have to say about that. Hey, thanks you guys. We appreciate you. Until next time.
We do it for Van Gogh.